jumping straight to it, I had to make a video about this because this situation keep popping up, talking about Jalen Brown. I really like Jalen Brown as a basketball player, as an individual, highly intelligent young brother. I love the way he give it up, the way he carries, so all of that. But him and Stephen A. Smith keep going back and forth with different things. It initially started when Stephen A. Smith made a comment on ESPN talking about Jalen Brown not being marketable, how he heard from a number of executives and things of that nature, just making comments like that. And then Jalen Brown came back. Remember, he was wearing that State Your Source t-shirts a couple years back, State Your Source, in rebellion to Stephen Smith just making those inflammatory allegations that somebody say I'm not marketable, but somebody say this, but you're not saying who said that. So from Stephen A's perspective, he's saying that, of course, a journalist is not gonna state their source because then you never get no more reporting from the source. So I can't state that. But how do we know if this is really coming from a source or you just stating your opinion saying it's from a source? So this is why a lot of people don't like Stephen A. Smith. This is why a lot of people think he's a plant and trying to tear down the black culture because of the way, or black athletes because of the way he go about going after black athletes. He don't have the same energy when you talk about other athletes from different races. But when it comes to the black athletes, he really be going in hard or really seem like he's going over. He give his understanding on ESPN, which is seen by millions of people. Then he on his own platform on YouTube and other airwaves and be airing stuff out. So now things are getting a little bit more heated with him, Jalen Brown, because the last thing that's going on is Stephen A. Smith calling out Jalen Brown about being spoiled, and he's playing all these clips about him giving Jalen Brown his props and bigging him up about he's all world, but that still negates how you keep talking about him not being marketable. It still negates the fact that you basically started that whole campaign that Jalen Brown isn't marketable. He want to be a alpha on the team. He made the comment about this being the best year of his career when Jason Tatum wasn't available, when they got kicked out of the playoffs, and a day later he go on his platform and say this is one of the best years of his career, saying that he negated the year that he won Finals MVP and the year that he had Jason Tatum on his team. So you equated that with he's an alpha. He's tired of being robbing to anybody. He want to be the man. Let's just call it how it is. Why? Who said that? Like, so you took that narrative and just ran with it. As a reporter, that was a bad job because he didn't say that. Why couldn't it just been a good year for the fact that everybody counted him out? Everybody thought the Celtics wasn't gonna make the playoffs. He had one of his best individual years, right? And they were able to make it to the playoff, and I think they finished second in Eastern Conference. The fact that they didn't go ahead and advance in the playoff, that's cool, but it probably showed a lot of character from himself and a lot of character from his teammates to push and make the year the way they made the year. So for him, he's saying it was a special year and it was his best year because it showed grit or what have you. Who knows? You could have spun it the total opposite way that you were saying about him wanting to be an alpha. You could have spun it the way that he just felt good of really showing how capable he is without being the 1A guy, so to speak. So this is the problem with Stephen A. Smith all the time, starting these narratives. And now Jalen Brown's dad is getting involved, and he's tired of it, as any father would be. Somebody talking about their kid and having all of these opinions outside of basketball that's really hurting the kids' marketability and reputation like that. So hopefully they could get that together. I don't think it's gonna go by the wayside. Stephen A. Smith had a long career of doing it way back when I was playing ball coming out of college, and he had issues with Kwame Brown and was dragging Kwame Brown all the way up to the present. So Stephen A. Smith do have a history of this. I like Stephen A. Smith. I like his energy. I like how he give it up when he talking about different stories and his storytelling ability and all of that. His New York swagger and attitude. I'm from New York, so I love all of that. But I do see what a lot of athletes see, and that's sometimes he's a chatty patty. Sometimes he uses platforms to do what he want to do, and he don't have that same energy when talking about other sports and other players of other ethnicities, let's just say that. And I don't know what that is. I really think Stephen A. Smith wish he was a basketball player. He wish he had that same cachet, because a lot of these reporters and commentators or what have you, they never really played the game. I really like listening to ex-athletes who played the game, because they could take you into a deeper understanding of why certain things happen and just not report what they see. They report and what they see and why it possibly happened. Stephen A. Smith can never do that because he never played at a high level. Wendy can never do that. Sharanya can never do that. It's gonna take a certain individual. So just a little story, just I thought it was interesting. Get in the comment section, let me know what you think. Live life, nigga, have a baby. Peace.